You ever have one of those days where, everything just turned out so well? I just had one of those with one of the first projects or bikes or things I ever featured on my channel. He's finally back up and running. I gave up on this thing a long time ago, and it's just been sitting around. I had bought new front tires for it, and I had bought new rear tires for it. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna fix this thing someday, and I just never. I don't know. It just kept fighting us. And after a while, I just parked it. And after me and my buddy Johnny looked at it, we couldn't really figure it out. Everything looked fine, but it turns out, I brought it to my buddy Freddie, and so when we were doing the timing, or when I was doing the timing, I would line up the dots, stick the tensioner in, thought I was good to go. But what I didn't realize is when you stick the tensioner in, the cam changes. So it wasn't really lined up the way that I thought it was, because like the dot was there and the dot was there, and as soon as you put the tensioner in, I guess the dot would move. So essentially it was out of tooth. So this thing being out of tooth made me stop riding it. But now I'm gonna put a little bit of sweat and love and tears into it, and put the headlights back on, and get this thing back up to snuff. I fucking love this thing. Oh, thanks, Fred. Yep, I'm pumped. Yep, I think I blew a training line. What do you think? There's a mess in there. I hope it's a line and not the cooler, because I just changed the cooler. Put a brand new cooler in there. Oh, I don't want to look under the hood. I'm kind of scared. I'm kind of scared. Oh, not so bad. Not so bad. It's actually not even bad. It's just down there. Yeah, I'll have to investigate. I don't think it's over here, because that would be a lot more wet on those lines, and that's where the cooler is. Yeah, not good. Well, I had a surprising day yesterday. As you can tell, it's self-undercoated. The transmission cooler line that is right, I think it's up here, somewhere right there, those two lines, popped right off. So I did some digging around. There's not much. The oil's still pretty nice. I mean, it's discolored, but shit, it's been in here for 7 years. It's about how long ago we rebuilt this transmission with Jonathan. I mean, the oil's, it's still got a decent color to it. Filter looks like it's, plugged up a little bit, and I'm just cleaning the magnets off. But this is basically what the bottom of the pan looked like when I pulled it out. So there's a little bit of dirt here. There's dirt. It looks like metal shavings. But, usually the bottom of a pan is not this nice. So I'm gonna clean it up. I've got a new filter, and I got some new oil. I'm gonna put the old oil back in, whatever's left. This is literally all that's left from it emptying itself out on the highway. I don't even know how I made it home. I made it home like 2 minutes down the road. There should have been nothing left. I knew something happened as soon as I left the lights, and then she wouldn't go into third. I was like, uh-oh. So I limped her home, and hopefully we didn't hurt anything too bad, because, you know, we're gonna have to get Johnny to come back out so we can rebuild it again. But I'm sure it's okay. We're just gonna change the filter and gonna slap this back together after I clean it up. All right, we got fluid in her. Take her for a ride. See how she does. Luke messed with my seat when he got in it earlier. Well, so far so good. We're not out of the driveway, but the brake and ABS light have been on ever since the one wheel bearing. I repaired the ABS sensor going into it. The wire was cut. I resoldered it back together, and it never fixed itself. Second gear. Third's the one that I didn't like earlier. That only happens at 90. It's driving good. Good so far. I'm gonna whip this thing around and give it a pull. Well, the tow truck's gone. Brought this back. Happened again. I don't even know if I documented it last time. I think I did. Tranny line popped off again. Spit out, 120 bucks worth of fluid. Great. So I am going to lift the hood up. Probably pull the light. Pull all the rods, get rid of them. When I changed the tranny cooler last year, I never got to pressure wash through the radiator. So I'll pressure wash through the radiator and be able to get that cleaned up. And we'll sort this thing out. I'm gonna spend some money, fix the steering so I could put the matching tires in the front, all that good stuff. Maintenance. All right. Just a little tip and trick I've figured out over the years. If you don't have any of those quick disconnect things, grab a piece of copper pipe, cut it in half, squish it around. I don't have any good lighting here, so I don't know if you guys can see anything that I'm filming. But you grab a pair of pliers, and squish it in place so that it fits nicely in the hole. Aw. There. Alright, so you grab the thingy, you put your arm in there, you push on the line. You push the other thing in. And of course, because it's for YouTube, it won't work. Yeah, there we go. Now the line's out. So we have successfully removed the parts that we need with a piece of copper pipe. Thank you for watching. All right, after careful inspection, took everything apart. We sprayed everything, kind of sprayed everything. Still got some oil hidden in between the cross members, but I don't feel like pulling everything out and redoing it all. Plus this thing doesn't come out very easily. But what I did notice is if you look at that hose, if you look at the little metal blades that hold it in place, they get real tight to the hole. This one, they're very pushed out and pushed away, so this hose is definitely bad. So I'm gonna bet my money on that being bad. Now, the other issue is, because it was loose and leaking, it gouged the crap out of that. I don't know if you can see it, I'm sure you can. So gouge the side. Now, my question to myself is, do I put my non-leaky transcooler back in with a better line and hopefully that clips better? Or do I put a factory one that's starting to leak with good ends on it? Like this hose is probably even seized on it, it's not even turning. So I could just stick, and that's the hose that's giving me trouble. So if I just stick this right in there and clip that in, shit, I should have zero problems. Except for it's leaking. There must be some barbecuing going on. Yep. Already went through a whole package of burgers. Well, actually, that's the second package of burgers. Package of sausage. You got one more package of sausage to cook. I've been sitting here for about an hour, just cooking. And nobody cares that I'm doing it because they're being fed yummy, delicious food. What do you think?
So that's where the sausage came from. Okay.
You want some more?
Look at that. Whoa, nice. What the?
Yeah.